I choose diversity because who wants a one flavor world? All right. Hello again, everyone. Hello, Khashayar and Rebecca.
Hello, Gloria and Rebecca.
Hello.
Hi. So, for those of you who are joining us on this week's podcast, Khash and Rebecca was with us last week as well. If you didn't watch that episode, please go back and watch it because a lot of what we're doing today will building on what was said in that episode. We talked about Rebecca's experiences with the organization in Tanzania that works with early childhood education. Khash, on the other hand, spoke about the Baha'i youth in Iran who are deprived of higher education and how the Baha'i Institute for Higher Education, the BIHE, came into existence to give undergrad education to a lot of youth who were deprived of it due to violations of human rights. We also heard about successful stories of those undergrad students studying and getting their graduate degrees and doctorate degrees in universities outside of Iran and achieving great success in what they're doing now. Now, Rebecca, let's go back to you. I want to talk about the sustainability and early childhood education. Sustainability in that, we keep education going, we add social economic developments to it, and we allow communities and organizations and societies and nations grow.
Thank you, Gloria. It's good to see you again. That's a really great question. And that sense at the sort of pivot by how we operate. As I mentioned to you, we work in the context of community-based schools. And these are schools that are built by parents and supported by whole communities, where they have leadership structures and they have different stakeholders in the community. You have your health related stakeholders. You have your government ward education stakeholders. So we recognize that we operate within a larger ecosystem that functions pretty effectively. The school system that we are impacting, we recognize that these schools are kind of built already. We're not building the schools ourselves.
I see.
For a school to be a sustainable activity, it has to come from the community. Very much like what Khash had said, BIHE emerged from the actual Baha'i community and it's sustained by them. This is a very similar kind of sort of a method as well. It emerges from within the community and it is sustained by their own members. And that's a really critical piece to this. We don't impose anything. We don't impose our own sort of learning technologies. We don't suggest that they have to follow a Western sort of education model. We have a very important element of our program that is helping children to learn about the environment, the ecology around them, to learn about plastic pollution, to make sure that they are conscientious of cleanliness and about cleaning things up, about not wasting water resources when they have access to them, and to recognize that learning extends beyond the classroom walls.
Absolutely.
And that's a really important component of a sustainable, building this concept of sustainability in the minds of children. You can learn anywhere. You can learn by collecting sticks and seeds and looking at the natural world and helping. And the teachers often do use components from the natural world in helping to provide lesson plans for children. Children are enormous, are wonderful sort of resources that can teach other people. They have something to share. And so we help children to see themselves as agents of change.
Children have so much to offer. We often don't recognize what they have to offer. We think that because we're adults, because we're older, because we went to school, because we have a degree that we know better, and we may in certain things, but they have so much to teach us and so much to offer. And if we treated them as people who can teach us, then together we would build such a stronger community, and these stronger communities will multiply everywhere in the world. So thank you. That is wonderful. Ash, what you explained last week was about higher education, in particular undergrad studies for Baha'i youth in Iran. Now, how do you put higher education and elementary education together to create a more prosperous environment?
I'm not an expert in education, but I think education in any form and any level is essential for enhancing the well-being and prosperity of the society. It helps us gain knowledge and skills so that we can support early learning, like early childhood education. I think early childhood education is the foundation, is the main, it is the time that children are flexible and then can learn virtues and can learn that they are like a citizen of this world, and they learn that they can work together. Is the foundation, is the main. But later during higher education, maybe we can learn specific things, become specialized in very specific subjects. But I think if you look at the society or the world as a single body, with interconnected elements that each of us participate as an element of this whole body, if we are empowered by education, and with a sense of service and with the base of morality, we can improve our environment, we can improve our world and our society. So I think this is an important aspect that education can bring to us. And as you said, is not just the knowledge by itself is important, but it's not that it's only to elevate ourselves, but to contribute to our society. I think education plays a key role in fostering global citizenship and enhances the unity and improves the society. So when in a educational system or in a school, when students learn about the diverse cultures and global issues, they develop a broader perspective and sense of responsibility. Especially whatever focused on global, on the whole, on the world as a whole. Encourage collaboration between the children. We should deal with not only local but global challenges. As Rebecca mentioned, like poverty is one of them, or conflicts, what's going on now in the world, or climate change. These are things that students, or not children anymore, during higher education can learn how to tackle and how to try to solve these things collectively. So I think that early education is the foundation, and then during higher education, still not only we can improve
We're
ourselves, but
building on it.
also build the community, build the society.
Thank you. Thank you, Khash. Thank you, Rebecca. Honestly, I'm so moved by what you have discussed here. And I'm glad you brought up, Khash, the issue of global communication. We often forget that we need to reach out, and thankfully, with the invention of the internet and with the establishment of technology, the progress of technology, it's not so hard now to reach out to other areas of the world. It's that global collaboration that will bring us even closer together. I'd like to go back, Rebecca, to the other aspect of your work, and that would be the women empowerment.
Recently, on October 11th, the United Nations celebrated the International Day of the Girl Child. And
Right.
it's to basically advocate for the rights and privileges that are should be afforded to every girl on this planet. And I'll talk about a little bit how that, what are the implications of that? When women do not get enough to eat, again, I'm going back to nutrition, which
Sure.
is often the case. And some communities that are facing some, challenges with nutrition, women and children often are impacted. The health of women, health of girls, has an impact on the health of children. Their ability to access proteins, micronutrients, nutrition, all the things that they need to thrive is absolutely essential. Their access to education will have an impact on children. Their access to land and to be able to own property and to be able to inherit. All of these things are centered on the women's rights, on access to the basic rights that all people should have. And it is important to make sure that the learning accessibility is not confined to only a certain number of people who often tend to be men sometimes, who get the education jobs. But it can be something that can be accessed by anyone who has a firm knowledge of their culture and who can have some basic rudimentary understanding of the language. So, women, inviting them into the education space for their children is critical. The foundational learning concepts everyone can grasp, and we invite the mothers to be assistant teachers, to bring them into the classroom when they can, and to help their children learn at home. And this expands their sort of role beyond, I'm sending my children to school and someone else is going to take care of them. And this is one of the ways that we talk about women's empowerment, that she is a girl and a woman first before her role as a mother, and to make sure that she is getting the education, the nutrition, the stimulation, all of the things that she needs to be a full contributing person to society before she chooses to become a mother. And that has an impact on children.
Thank you, Rebecca. Now, when we're talking about the moms in this scenario, in what you just explained, do these moms not work outside of the home then? Are
Oh, they
they?
sure do.
Oh, they do. Okay.
They're masters at juggling jobs or hats.
Great.
They have many.
Multitaskers.
Yes, definitely. They are sometimes farmers. They
Okay.
are sellers of their product in the market. They find sort of entrepreneurial opportunities. They raise livestock. They sell things wherever they can. So it's recognizing they just have multiple roles. But we tell them, you're invited into the learning space, the formal education learning space too, because you have important contribution to make
Wonderful.
throughout your child's journey.
Thank you. And the rest of the people who are involved, the staff, the students, the parents, for this wonderful endeavor, this wonderful initiative. Khash, as a male member of society, do you think that women empowerment efforts in the global society has had any challenges? And have we been able to overcome those challenges, if any? And I'm not only talking about North America, because even though North America is relatively more accepting of women in doing more for society, but we're aware of societies, countries where women are not recognized as equals to men, and there are many, many barriers. So if you could just tell us what you think.
Oh, yes, thank you. I cannot talk like Rebecca, but I can share my opinion. So I believe, first of all, I should say that I believe today's world is transitioning from a competitive, male-oriented society to a more cooperative and peaceful world driven by technology and shared experiences. This shift is leaning towards a more inclusive and nurturing approach, often associated with feminine values. I'm trying to say our masculine world is transitioning to a more balanced world. I think this is necessary. So our bad experiences from maybe world wars or whatever are pushing towards the different world, which is more cooperative and I hope peaceful. But still, I think, as you mentioned, there are lots and lots of challenges. One of them, I think, is the unbalanced duties of women at home, which doesn't let them to, as a mother, they have lots of responsibilities, and by the culture says that they have to do all the chores at home, right? So this is a very big barrier. It just keep them from being apparent in the environment. I mean, in the society, out of their homes. This is the first barrier, I think. So let's say in Iran, there are more than 50% of the university graduates are women. But I can say maybe about, I don't have any statistics in my mind, but I think about 10% of the professionals are women, unfortunately. So because they are not successful in being involved in the society or in the community outside their homes. And then this suffers them economically, definitely, in terms of making decisions and being responsible for their progress and progress of their children. The other thing that I think should be addressed is that the society is male oriented. All the structures of the community, in the organizations, in the timing, you go to work at 8 o'clock, come back at 5, and then rest for the rest of the evening. This is male minded organization or orientation. You have to change everything. You have to rebuild everything. And then the other challenge is the definition of success is also masculine meaning. When you have about success and making decisions in our community is based on your level of, like, how much money you make, the salary, and or how much power to control other
Yeah.
people you have. We should have a cooperative community. We should work together. Whoever has the most services to the community should be considered as the most successful person, not the person who wants to lead and has the ambition. We have made improvements, but still there are lots of
And we have
struggles,
far
I
to
think.
go. We have
Yeah,
a long way
for
to go.
equality. An equal world will be very, very different from what we see now, I think, because some factors, some fundamentals should change in terms of the way that the world is organized should change. Men had centuries of experience and centuries of time that they spent to build this world based on their mentality. And women were just captured in their homes. They were not part of the social world. But now that we have a new factor coming to life, the new element coming to reality, which is the women, and that will change our world. But it takes time. It's not straightforward. There are lots of struggles, but we're going to have a beautiful future, I think.
We will. It's a journey. We're all on this journey. We hop on the bus along the way, and we're going towards that brilliant future. I won't keep you too much longer. Just a couple of more questions, if you bear with me, as we say goodbye to our audience for this week, and then follow the rest in the third part of the podcast. I would really appreciate that. And thank you, our listeners, our viewers, for being with us. Like I said, we appreciate your joining us. We appreciate your feedback. Please write, comment, ask questions, share your own stories. We're all about cooperation. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps the channel grow, and more and more and more people will be able to engage with us. Bye, everyone. Stay well wherever you are. One world, one family.